Dr. Gary Richter is here. He's America's favorite vet. There was a vote. He wins. We're going to talk about the brutal tick season. Hi, Gary.
Hey, good morning. How are you?
I'm well. How are you, sir?
I am very well, thank you.
Did I get you up super early?
It is a little bit early in California, yeah.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I used to live there, and I know that there's a time difference, but this is my latest slot, so I just really wanted to have you on because you're America's favorite vet. How could I want anyone else?
Well, I appreciate that.
You're welcome. So I am no stranger to the ticks this season. It's been insane. I always keep my dogs on preventative because I love them more than most people. And they're very expensive German Shepherds. So I don't want them to get ticks and fleas and heartworms and all those scary things. But even if it was a mutt, you shouldn't want that for your dog. So people need to be careful this year.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, warm summers, wet summers, it's prime tick season. And, the weather patterns looking the way that they are this year, it looks like it's going to be bad.
Yeah, and please remember, it's not just animals who get these critters. It's you too, people. And you're going to be out hunting. You're going to be outside playing in the grass. Because, and I was saying earlier, Gary, and people were laughing at me, but it's true. Wood ticks literally hang off of a blade of grass with their little arms in the air waiting for you to walk by.
Oh, yeah, they absolutely do. That's how they get on other animals because that's their food source.
Ugh, and they're... Why do they exist? Does anyone know why they exist?
I mean, they certainly they fit into an environmental niche, but I think most people would agree that we would be much happier without them.
And mosquitoes, they could just have each other go somewhere other planetary. I don't know. Oh my God, I hate them. But I was sitting in the grass watching the kids play basketball the other day, went in to take a shower. I had wood tick on my butt. I was like, seriously?
Yeah.
Of all the places, but they're dangerous because you got to get the whole thing out.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, the big problem, setting aside the fact that it's totally gross, is that they're a disease vector, and tick-borne diseases like Lyme, are an absolute horror show when it comes to people. If people were to get Lyme or something, and you brought up a very interesting point in the sense that tick control for your pet is really more than about just your dog. It's about your health as well, because if your dog's bringing home ticks to you, then that puts you at risk, and that's a major problem.
And we have worse tick problems here in I always say Swamp East Missouri because it's so humid here. They love our weather. They love it here, and so they're thriving. And this year, apparently, because of the weather patterns, they're going to be even worse. So, what can we do, not just as people, but for our animals, to try to just get rid of them? I don't think anything's 100%, but we've got to be vigilant.
Yeah, no, I totally agree with you. And there are sort of multiple options as far as flea and tick control when it comes to dogs and cats. There are products that are administered orally. There are products that are administered topically. There are flea and tick collars. To be frank, there is no perfect option here. Every one of those options has kind of its pros and cons, and I think what you really have to figure out as a pet owner is, based on your pet's lifestyle, what works best. But I think the other thing, regardless of what type of tick control that you use, and I think you absolutely should use something, but beyond that, getting a flea comb, which is just a super, super fine-tooth comb, and after your dog's been out running around in the grass or the woods or whatnot, regardless of what kind of flea and tick control they're on, go ahead and comb them out, because chances are you're going to find a few anyway.
Do you know how much hair my dogs lose? I think, German Shepherds are a nightmare.
You can do it on the porch.
Yeah. Mine don't go out very often. I have a fence yard. I let them go play, romp, roll around. They kill a few snakes. They do what they do. But, mostly it's just go outside, go potty, come in the house, because they're my babies.
Sure.
And
Sure.
I'm going to leave my dog outside kind of person. I'm just not her.
Uh-huh.
They're my family. So I have them on the oral. They're supposed to want to eat it. It's like a little beefy cube. I can't remember what it's called,
Yeah.
some Simparico or something, but they won't eat it. So I have to break it into pieces, and I have to put my hand in the mouth of a velociraptor and hope
Right.
that I pull back on my fingers. But they're taking it, and that's all there is to it. Now, I've never thought about the flea comb because they lose so much hair anyway. I figure the fleas will just fall off.
Well, I mean, they kind of hang on, and you know, you make a good point as far as the oral products. They don't
like
always
'em.
taste very good.
They're horrible.
The other thing that people should realize with the oral flea and tick products is it does require the flea or tick to bite the dog in order for the flea or tick to be exposed to the chemical that kills them.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a problem per se. And in the case of ticks, that tick is going to be long dead before it has a chance to transmit disease. But the thing that people should realize is that the flea and tick, particularly in this case the tick that's sort of wandering around in your dog's fur and hasn't bitten them yet, has not been exposed to anything. And again, therefore, if they come home and that tick decides it's going to crawl off of them and onto you, it's a problem.
You're freaking me out, Gary. I'm so itchy right now.
No perfect answer here.
I'm itchy, and I hate it. All right, so I have 3 cats as well, and they never go outside. So now I'm going to slather them in flea and tick shampoo and they won't wear collars. They'll chew them off.
Of course.
But they're getting something on the back of their neck. I'm not risking it, because once your cat has fleas, then you have fleas in your carpet, then you have fleas in your bed, and it's the biggest nightmare you'll ever experience. I've actually moved because somebody before me got fleas in the house. I was renting the house. I found fleas. I'm like, I'm out. I'm not staying here.
Yeah,
but
I've had that experience too.
That's the worst thing in the world. Fleas are horrifying. Yeah. I had like a little nightlight and a little thing of vinegar sitting by the nightlight because I was like, I can't have fleas. And it was so full of fleas in the morning. I was like, screw it. I'm out of here. Not staying here.
Yeah.
But can you imagine what your animal feels like with those ticks on them and those fleas on them?
Agreed. Yeah.
As a vet, it must drive you crazy when people bring their animals in and they're full of bugs.
Yeah, it's not fun for anybody, and you know, I mean, people have different opinions as far as how they feel about these flea and tick products, and I think many of those opinions are valid, but you just have to figure out, what is. What is the option that works best based on your pet's lifestyle and based on, how you feel about using these kinds of products. I mean, people have to find some sort of balance.
Listeners said they just spray their yard. Is that a thing?
You can absolutely spray your yard. There's issues with that as well. I mean, there's no such thing as a spray that only kills fleas and ticks. It's basically insect napalm. So depending on how you feel about, the environmental impact of such things and where we're at, for example, with honeybees and whatnot, spraying a bunch of pesticides in your yard may or may not be a thing that you feel comfortable with.
Yeah, because I would hate for them to like chew on a stick or something and get that in their mouth.
Well,
maybe I'm
yeah,
wrong.
I mean, and there's that degree of exposure, and if you have kids that are now out rolling around in the grass and whatnot, now they're getting exposed to whatever that chemical compound was. And I mean, no matter what the companies or the regulatory agencies like to tell us, not all of these compounds are things that you really want to be exposed to.
Yeah. I don't want them on my skin because I sit in the grass. But I always shower as soon as I'm done and I go in the house, and that's when the fly ticks. But luckily, I'm platinum blonde. It just grows in that way. So if I have a tick, I can see it. It sticks out. But people with dark hair, that's a problem, especially if it's super thick.
Yeah, it's hard to see. I totally agree.
Yeah. My grandson, one of them anyway, who is biracial, has the thickest hair I've ever seen in my entire life. And I always tell him, you've got to wear some kind of a cap on your head. If we're going to go out in the woods, you just have to. I don't care if it's a fashion faux pas. You've got to wear it.
Yeah, it's a real problem. I mean, when people get Lyme disease, it'll literally ruin your life. It is very, very bad. Ironically, when dogs get tick-borne disease, more often than not, they never really have symptoms. Like they don't always care. Dogs get exposed to Lyme or Ehrlichia. Like sometimes they get sick, but frequently they don't. When people get Lyme, it's very, very bad.
And it's hard to diagnose. One of my friends had it, and they couldn't figure out for weeks what was wrong with her. She couldn't even get off the couch. I thought we were going to lose her.
Yeah, it can frequently take a very, very long time to get around to a diagnosis, and by the time it's diagnosed, sometimes it's too late to treat.
And I've heard that it may lead to other types of cancers and whatever if gone untreated. So ticks are not to be messed with. And it takes me right back full circle to why in the hell do they exist? I'll never understand it. But tell me about you and your practice, Gary, before we run out of time. How'd you get to be the favorite vet award in America?
Oh, gosh, I'm not... That's a long story that I've never been quite sure how that happened. But my practice in the Bay Area is we're a very integrative practice. So in other words, we practice sort of conventional Western medicine that you're very familiar with, but also kind of the other side of the coin. So acupuncture, herbal therapy, physical therapy, hyperbaric oxygen, regenerative medicine, things of that nature. So, we really approach, both sick pets and well pets from a very, kind of whole pet perspective. Starting with nutrition and nutritional supplementation and building out from there to make their bodies healthier so they get better and they stay better.
I don't know what I'd do if something happened to one of my dogs. I mean,
right.
I don't know what I would do. I've had to put one down before who had, I had to put her down, and it was the hardest thing I've ever had to do in my entire life. And I don't ever want to do it again. So, wound therapy, hyperbaric, baric chambers, they help wounds heal, right?
They absolutely do. Yeah. Hyperbaric oxygen, ozone therapy, regenerative medicine. There's so much stuff out there to kind of help sick pets. But, just like it is with people, the best thing that you can do is prevent them from getting sick. And that really starts with the right nutrition. It starts with the right supplementation. It's why I started a company called Ultimate Pet Nutrition, where we create fresh whole food diets and supplements for pets. Because what I was seeing for decades as a veterinarian is animals are getting sick because they're being fed the wrong thing.
Now I'm worried. So can people get food from you online? Can they do that?
Yeah, absolutely. UltimatePetNutrition.com. You can you find all kinds of options there as far as ways to kind of up-level your pet's diet, supplement regimen, help them if they have allergies, joint issues, things of that nature as well.
It's okay once in a while to slip them a bowl of gravy train, though, if they like it, right?
You know what? Like nothing in medicine is binary. We all eat a little junk food from time to time. It's not going to kill you.
Yeah, exactly. And I always try to tell people that. They're like, "What do you feed your dogs?" I'm like, "My God, they're a year and a half. They're German Shepherd girls, and I've still got them on Purina with mother's milk because I think they're babies." So, everyone's like, get them off of that right now. And I'm going, I will. I'll get them on the farmer's stuff soon. But
good.
You got to feed your dogs what they, if they won't eat it, then you got to find something else. But treat your dog like you would treat your children, please, and your cats, because
or better.
Yeah, you know what? They might be part of your life, but you got to remember you are their whole life. And that's
it is true.
Basically what it comes down to. Dr. Gary Richter, what's your website once more, please?
UltimatePetNutrition.com.
And if you love your dogs and cats, go check it out. Dr. Gary, thank you so much for being on today. And man, I am so freaked out about wood ticks now. Have a good one,
Well,
man.
good luck out there.
Yeah, I'll be careful. Okay, see ya.
Bye.
Bye. I literally don't know why wood ticks exist. If birds eat them, I wish they'd hurry up and have Thanksgiving because dang.